This crispy chicken is from a taco place. This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
Check out the all-new Blue and Orange store at the Boise State Hall of Fame. The Blue and Orange store has your best game day gear. We're talking jerseys, hats, bumper stickers, car flags, more than 4,000 hats on the hat wall. If you want the best Boise State gear, make sure you check out the Blue and Orange store online at theblueandorangestore.com or the all-new Blue and Orange store down at the Boise State Allen Noble Hall of Fame.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with the room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cars are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man-hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RoadPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange store. For more coverage of Boise State athletics, check out the all-new BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Now, here's five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Hey, how we doing, Bronco Nation? Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you here at Bronco Nation News at BroncoNationNews.com. My name is BJ Rains. Jay Tust going to be along shortly as we have a football bye week, but plenty to discuss. We got some football news, got some basketball news to discuss, and also want to get into your game day experience at Albertsons Stadium. I know we teased it yesterday, but ran out of time and didn't get a chance to talk about it, but I know a lot of folks were a little unhappy with the music and some other issues and just kind of wanted to see if that was an actual problem or just one or two guys, being frustrated. So if you went to the game on Friday against Eastern Washington, let us know if you did have any issues with the sound being too loud or bathroom concession lines or anything else, parking, just whatever your experience was. Give Boise State a grade on the game day experience and what you thought overall. We'll get to that certainly here in the show. But some new helmets for the football team. You got a new hire for the basketball team. So plenty of stuff to discuss. And we'll do that again with Jay Tust shortly here on Bronco Nation News. Jay still getting used to the traffic flow as a 9-to-5er now that has to go into the office every day. And so I know he had to drop his little one off at school, and we'll be here shortly. So we'll talk to Jay. This is a Taco Bell Tuesday. Our title sponsor, of course, rowpaint.com, Andy Rowe and Company, best in the business. When you're looking for concrete coatings, interior, exterior painting, rowpaint.com, our title sponsor. There would be no BNN without rowpaint.com, folks. So please support the sponsors, and that includes rowpaint.com. And as I said, Taco Bell Tuesday, perfect day to get out to Taco Bell today. They have some great specials going on. Those all-new chicken and steak street chalupas, the $3 Chipotle Ranch grilled steak burrito, the new crispy chicken strips, or the Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Freeze. Taco Bell, the future of fast food. So check out our great sponsors at Taco Bell as well. We got folks watching from Northern Idaho today. Appreciate you. Bill watching from Minnesota. I know you were happy last night about that NFL game, Bill, but some of us may have been on the other side. I don't know why I'm surprised, but the Bears choking one away there at the end. I know this is a Boise State show, but man, that was a tough one last night with the Bears giving that one away, and how you don't know to kick the ball out of bounds or out of the end zone. I guess there's a rule where if you kick it out of bounds, they can make you re-kick if they want, which may have just kept happening. So you had to kick it out of bounds, and the kicker couldn't do that. So that was a killer to waste 40 seconds off the clock there. But is what it is. Bears are the Bears, and also you've got the Vikings getting a nice win there. So now we're on to week 2. We got our Circus Sports shirt on for the Survivor contest, and if anybody has any strong picks, let us know. I was studying this morning the big board here, every NFL game on the Survivor schedule, and trying to figure out where we want to go with our 3 Circus Survivor entries this week. We just want to be one of the 24 people that last week did not even make a pick. We don't want to be one of them. 24 people, you pay $1,000 and then you don't even make a pick in the contest. I don't understand that, but it is what it is. Bye weeks in week 3 should be illegal. I mean, it is what it is. You get a couple games in, get a chance to reset, but yeah, it is a little odd to already have a bye week on our hands. Awful scheduling, another road game week 1, now bye in week 3. I mean, it is what it is. There's no way around it. I mean, you have your non-conference games scheduled when they are, and then the league can kind of mix some stuff in, and you're at the mercy of the league schedule. So from that standpoint, it is what it is. And yeah, you'd like to keep playing a little bit, but I do think for fans, yeah, it stinks not having a game this week, but for the team, getting a chance to start working on that triple option ahead of Air Force next week is actually a benefit. So you get the extra week to work on Air Force this week, and I think that will help them moving forward here. But while we wait for Jay to join us and talk mostly football, I do want to mention a couple of basketball notes. The conference schedule is starting to leak out here for basketball. It's really weird how the Mountain West does this. They send the initial slate to all the teams, and they're allowed to announce them if they want, or they can wait a couple more weeks until some of the dates get finalized for TV. And to this point, Boise State in the past has elected to wait until the dates are finalized. Some dates on a Friday can move to a Saturday. If you get a date on a Tuesday, it can move to a Monday or Wednesday. So instead of going ahead and just announcing it, they say we might as well wait till the dates are finalized. And so some schools have already announced them. That includes San Diego State and Grand Canyon. Obviously, when you're looking at the conference schedule, a couple things you're looking at is which team do you only play one time at home? Which team do you only play one time on the road? And then which home and homes, and where do those fit in? Boise State does get a home and home with San Diego State. The first game will be January 3rd. It's a Saturday in San Diego. And the understanding of Mark Ziegler with the San Diego Union Tribune is that game will be on national CBS or national Fox, and it will lead into the NFL playoffs. So to get a national audience leading into an NFL playoff game, I believe that is, or NFL, maybe it's not an NFL playoff game. I guess January 3rd is still regular season, I think. But leading into a regular season NFL game, I believe, is the plan. But either way, that'll be a big-time game for Boise State at San Diego State, January 3rd. That's going to be flexed. That'll be flexed to either big CBS or big Fox, according to Mark Ziegler, and that'll be big-time eyes on the program for that game. The return game at Boise State is actually going to be senior night for Boise State. San Diego State at Boise State is March 3rd, and my understanding is that will be the senior night for Boise State at the end of the season. So you get them as one of the first conference games. You don't play them for 2 months, then you get them as one of the last conference games, the San Diego State-Boise State series. Grand Canyon, everybody is wondering about that. January 6th, Boise State will host Grand Canyon. I know some fans were disappointed that's a weeknight game, but Boise State at Grand Canyon is on January 31st. So you get the home and home there as well. Boise State will host Grand Canyon January 6th, and then January 31st is Boise State at Grand Canyon. Again, some of these dates can switch a little bit, but also Nevada, they kind of leaked out a schedule graphic and then deleted it, but it showed Boise State at Nevada on December 20th. So Boise State, December 20th at Nevada, pre-Christmas conference game. Boise State will be at Nevada on December 20th. We know that those are the 5 of the 20 conference games that we know at this point. So more should be leaking out here in the near future in the next few days. And so we will, continue to track that and see which teams want to, announce their schedules early, which ones want to, wait and announce them late. But at least 5 of the games have been announced for Boise State basketball. They made some news also on the coaching staff, promoting max teams, and then adding Mark Few's son, AJ Few. He was added to the coaching staff as well. Obviously, David Moats a couple weeks ago left the program, and so they've got a little extra in the budget, I guess, and this is how they kind of chose to use it, it sounds like. So congrats to AJ Few, getting him in the mix. That'll be interesting next year when Gonzaga and Boise State play, and then they'll have the whole Gonzaga Boise State thing coming on. Tater Tom, let's get Leon on the show. Actually, that is the plan. He went on with our man Jay Tust, Bronco Studios yesterday. You can go back and watch that. But now that he's been on Bronco Studios, hopefully we're going to get him at some point later this week. Jay, you got to get, that's part of the deal, man. You get the first interview, I guess, when some of this stuff comes out here. So,
yeah, I guess. But I mean, we get to talk about the helmets and the new basketball schedule first on your show, even before I get to talk about it on mine. How about that? So, yeah.
Yes, we do have helmets to talk about. We have basketball. I don't know why they do this, Jay, by the way, and this isn't a Boise State thing. It's just a Mountain West thing. I don't know why they don't just announce the conference schedule all at once. They used to do this. You get a big reveal for football and all this, and then a month later, some of the dates still change. They give the schools the initial schedule, and they say, well, you can announce it if you want. We're going to wait till the TV to announce it, and then schools like Boise State, kind of decide, at least as of now, to wait. But then you have some schools announcing, so some of the schedule starts to leak out from some schools, and I don't know. If I were the Mountain West, which, again, we only have to deal with this for one more year, but I would just announce it all at once. It seems kind of weird.
It's the last time you'll have to deal with it, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, there is, speaking of Mountain West, Jay, there is a hearing today with the Mountain West and the Pac-12 over the litigation and all that. And I know as a quote-unquote Boise State employee, I'm not sure what you can say in all this, but I mean, it is a big day, I think, in the whole saga here with the Mountain West. The Mountain West is trying to get the lawsuit thrown out from the Pac-12 for all the exit fees and stuff. And so they have a hearing today that's been pushed back a couple times. And so I don't know if we'll get any news out of this or not, but the Mountain West Pac-12 will be back in the courtroom today.
Yeah, I have no clue what will actually come out of this. I just think that we lean on history, and with these exit fees, almost nobody always pays the full amount. That's just the way that it goes. But I mean, time will tell. We'll just kind of have to see. This is almost in the rearview mirror, and once this stuff finally gets figured out, everybody can move, into the future the way the future is currently aligned.
And yeah, this is I believe a motion to dismiss. The Mountain West is trying to get this lawsuit thrown out, so they have a hearing on that part of it today. We'll see what ends up happening here. Surf City Bill says both conferences are throwing up Hail Marys. I don't know if I expect them to announce they've agreed on fees or something today. I don't expect that to happen, but I do think if you're the Pac-12, Jay, and you want to try to throw, speaking of Hail Marys, to another shot at Memphis or another shot at somebody else, you got to know how much money you have left in the tank here to help pay for exit fees and things like that yourself. So I really think that any more rounds of realignment or, adding more teams or whatever does kind of, go on hold until the Pac-12 kind of knows what they're dealing with finances wise.
Yeah, you're probably right on that. Yeah. I mean, once they figure out this, they will have a better understanding of their finances and where they can go from, move forward in. And, this is all just part of the process, though, right? We knew this was going to happen. We figured it was going to happen even, I don't know to the depths of it or not, but definitely this was anticipated when, all these schools split off to go to the Pac-12. It wasn't long after that this lawsuit was brought up, and, we'll see what happens. But I think is anybody going to the Pac, whether you're Colorado State, Fresno State, Boise State, San Diego State, Utah State, like you're all hoping these exit fees come down because it would reduce the cost of you going into the Pac-12. And as maybe you alluded to earlier, maybe it gives the Pac-12 an opportunity to go attack another school in their own expansion efforts.
And this is not correct, Chase. And he says nobody else can be added until 2027. You just have to you just have to pay more money. Well, now that you're inside the 1 year, the exit fees go up, but you could add somebody tomorrow. You could add somebody the June 30th. You could add them whenever you want. The only problem now, Jay, is that you have more exit fees now that you're inside of a year. Yeah,
they double. They're $34 million, at least for Mountain West schools. So now that you're inside of a year, $34 million to leave. It's half that if you give them over a year notice, and Memphis is in a different conference, so they're their own, different beast. All right, so I'm going to try to get this loaded into the system here, Jay. I guess you knew this 13, I didn't see this yet, but they have Boise State has gone ahead and decided to post their conference basketball schedule online here. So I knew we were piecing together some of the games on the schedule. I'm going to get the graphic loaded up here while we're talking. First of all, Julian Colvert, I know he's connected with Terrius Favors, I believe, down there, but he says that Boise State has just picked up another 2026 commit from Georgia. Bleed Blue. He said, I just got the text this morning. We locked in. So I don't know if that's been announced yet or what, but it sounds like good news coming for the Boise State football team. It sounds like stuff. I mean, I think people literally wait till I go on the air to announce some of this stuff. I think our people in Boise State office were waiting till 9:03 to hit send, so I don't see it or don't know that it's coming. But it just seems like sometimes this stuff is crazy. But hey, dude, it's better 9:03 for you than 9:03 for me in my show, right? So congrats, if anything. I guess so. I guess in that sense. But another commit for Boise State, and I joke, I know it's all random, but another commit for Boise State coming up. We'll have to look into that as well and see, Jay. But it looks like on the schedule, according to our man BSU Bill, that Boise State only plays Air Force and Fresno once. Those are the two teams they only get one time, Air Force and Fresno. I don't know if you've had a chance, Jay, to look at the schedule. Boise State has just posted it. I'm going to get the graphic loaded in here, like literally momentarily here. Unfortunately, I haven't. I was driving here after dropping my daughter. All right, well, I can post this in about 2 seconds here. This is on the fly. New way that StreamYard does this. All right, so we'll go image one first. Let's see if this works here. This is the first half of the schedule. All right, this worked. So this is mostly the non-conference schedule here. Butler, St. Mary's, Maui. We already knew about all this. So let's try to put the second graphic here, which looks like it's the conference schedule. I got to pull this out of here. Sorry, Jay, doing this on the fly. And looks like image file, that's going to be right here. So here's your conference slate for Boise State. It does start with a pre-Christmas game against Nevada at Nevada on December 20th. And then it looks like they're hosting New Mexico pretty early in the conference schedule as well, Jay. So that's the 30th. They're hosting New Mexico early in the season. Usually they kind of ease into conference play, I feel like, especially with those pre-New Year's day or eve games. And now, I mean, those are two big ones right out the gate, especially hosting New Mexico. I mean, that could be one that, decide some things at the end of the year. So they gotta bring it from the jump here in conference play. Yeah, first 6 games at Nevada, New Mexico, at San Diego State, Grand Canyon, Utah State, at UNLV. The first 6 games. Colorado State is at home. They do go back to Wyoming. They were not lucky enough to avoid that. I know they were hoping, and we'll see which team got lucky this year and does not have to play at Wyoming. I know that was one that they were trying to avoid. Every team tries to avoid that, but they do have to play at Wyoming. Only play Air Force at home. They do get the back-to-back road games, it looks like, at San Jose, at Grand Canyon. I'm trying to see if there's any other back-to-back road trips. I don't see it. At the Pit is on February 7th. They do go to UNLV on January 13th. I like that. Utah State is January 10th. Right before that, at Utah State is on the 17th of February. You do get finishing the regular season, Jay. It seems like every year almost at Colorado State. For some reason, it feels like that's always a later game in the schedule as well. But interesting schedule here. The one pre-Christmas game, and then you do get the Christmas break, and then you come right back from Christmas and have to host New Mexico. But I don't think New Mexico this year, Jay, I mean, they have a new coach,
but they have a completely new roster. Playing New Mexico a little earlier in conference play, probably not the worst thing.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. I still think that they'll probably figure out a way. That's a community, and that school really supports their basketball program. So I know they got a lot of new over there. I would still expect them to be competitive, though. You just look at right out of the gate, though. I mean, that's a heck of a start. You got Nevada, New Mexico, San Diego State,
can we get
Grand Canyon, Utah State, UNLV, Colorado State? Like that first month or so of conference play that's a tough start, man. Or I say a challenging start.
Yeah, no doubt. So conference schedule is out for basketball, and we will dive more into that. I know you had Leon Rice on your show yesterday, Jay. We are trying to effort him for later this week, but interesting with the AJ. We're going to get to football here in a second, but the AJ Few edition.
Yeah, that's a pretty obvious connection. Right? Like, obviously, Leon and Mark Few are very, very close, and the Few and Rice families, they've known each other forever. And I even joked with AJ yesterday, we've known these guys for so long, these coaches for so long, maybe vacation pictures will pop up, and all these men that are now coaches and past their playing days, they look like little kids. And so now AJ joins the staff, and AJ was on Gonzaga's staff the last couple of years. And, what he told me is that it's all he's ever really known is Spokane and Gonzaga basketball. And he just wanted something that was a little new. And so now he comes down to Boise State with a coach and a program that he's still very familiar with. I think he even said his aunt works in the, athletic department here at Boise State. So there's a lot of familiarity. And I think the cool thing about AJ is obviously he has this immense basketball background, but he also has kind of an outgoing personality, it seems, at least to me. And on top of that, he's got a business background as well. And so he's also going to be involved in Bronco Pro.
By the way, Jay, I was just looking at this. I went to my Lindy's magazine. I did the Mountain West previews for Lindy's in terms of ranking the teams here. And I've got San Diego State first, so you play them third. I've got Utah State third. You play them fifth. I've got Grand Canyon fourth. You play them in the fourth conference game. Colorado State, I've got fifth. You play them in the seventh conference game. So you play the other teams I have in the top five, Jay, within the first 3 weeks of conference play here. I've got Nevada sixth, and you open with Nevada. I've got UNLV seventh, and you play them. So the top 6 teams in the league, other than Boise State, aside from New Mexico, they literally play in their first 6 games. So I saw somebody on here saying if they can start 4-2 off the cusp, if you can go 4-2 in those first 6, you're off to a great start, and then it lightens up a lot. Because you do go into a stretch where you're Wyoming, Air Force, San Jose. You are at GCU, Nevada at home, at New Mexico. I don't know how much that lightens up, but you get UNLV at home.
There's just it looks like that final week of January, I would say, just it lightens up a little bit compared to those first 6 games. Which
you do get a back-to-back of you get Colorado State at home, which is nice, and then you get Wyoming, Air Force, San Jose, 3 games in a row. Those should all 3 probably be wins, but seeing Grand Canyon on the schedule, man, that's a little weird.
Yeah, it does. I will say this, though. It immediately also makes you realize that makes this basketball league that much more competitive. That's a game. Who were the 2 that Boise State only plays Fresno State once? And,
at Fresno and home versus Air Force, yeah.
Okay, so now you add Grand Canyon to where you would have just swapped out with those 2 teams. That would have been – I don't know, easier, but
no. But in terms of the schedule, as BSU Bill says, the positive is no Air Force and Fresno. You can avoid the landmines of quad 4 losses. From a schedule strength,
pretty good at avoiding those, though.
But from a scheduling standpoint, you do trade 2 quad 4 games probably for 2 quad 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it from that standpoint. I just think that sometimes it's nice to. I know those guys will never say it or admit it, and they take every game seriously. And, we saw how scary Fresno State was last year. That was, man, they barely pulled that thing out down there at the Save Mart Center. So I'm just saying, though, you understand that by adding Grand Canyon, you really do add 2 quality opponents, and you take 2 of your just is what it is. Easier games in conference play off the schedule. You can see why that was probably, maybe a controversial move to just immediately add them, because it certainly does change things.
And I get it. Like Derek says, students will be gone for Grand Canyon and New Mexico, and I do get that. But on the flip side, Boise State will play at Viejas Arena with no San Diego State students January 3rd. So, I mean, I would think that probably helps a little bit there as well.
Okay, all right. That's actually maybe a reason why you'd be okay with playing those games early. I didn't think of that.
I would assume January 3rd. I would assume January 3rd. That I don't know what San Diego State's school schedule is.
Yeah. I still think you have those fan bases are still pretty good. It's not like it's all of a sudden going to be, half full or anything like that. Like those fan bases still bring it, but maybe you don't quite get to that peak hostility, if it was like the first week of February or something like that.
I do need that Utah State home game to get moved to Friday, though, if possible, Jay. January 10th. Can you pull that off?
What's going on?
We've had the 3 years in a row. I've taken my boys down to the Blues game against the Golden Knights, and it's on Saturday the 10th. So if we can get lucky and get that Utah State game moved to Friday the 9th, there was like 3 dates I was already, as soon as the schedule came out, I was waiting to see, and that was one I knew. But
feels like a wonderful opportunity to host a road pregame show from Circa.
And the only thing, 3 days later they play at UNLV, so we almost got it. I could just stay down there for a few days, I guess. I don't know, but schedule's out for conference, and the uniforms dropped last week, Jay. So I know there's a lot of excitement about this team, and they're a couple weeks away from starting practice. Was there anything else from that Leon said before we move on to football? Anything else that stood out yesterday? I know they're still pushing the Maui tickets, but overall, you look at this schedule. I mean, frankly, Jay, you go look at San Diego State's schedule, and I know they're in the players era, and they get Michigan and Oregon and a couple big teams in that. But overall, go look at San Diego State's schedule. It's not that good, and they're only playing 9, I believe, conference or non-conference games when they could play like 10 or 11, and so they're not even filling their whole allotment. And I saw their fans are mad because they're playing UCLA at home, but it's an exhibition game and it's not part of the season ticket package. And I just chuckle because in Boise always complain, oh, the Idaho game, why is it downtown? Why is it not part of the season ticket package? Like all this kind of stuff. And it's like they're not the only team that does this. San Diego State's doing the exact same thing with UCLA, and it has money involved for the NIL and all that. But I mean, you look at the Boise State's non-conference schedule. I mean, you're talking, and by the way, it sets up nicely. I mean, they should be 5-0 going to Maui. I mean, you got Hawaii Pacific, Utah Valley, Texas Rio Grande, Montana State, Wichita State. I mean, you could be 5-0 going down to Maui, and then you get USC, you get either NC State or Seton Hall, and then you get a third game, and then you get at Butler, Duquesne at home, and then St. Mary's over there in Idaho Falls. I mean, when you throw in the 20-game conference schedule, Jay, I mean, the new uniforms and some new players and a lot of excitement. I know it's football season right now, but I think a lot of people are going to be excited for good reason with this basketball team too.
Yeah, man, it's going to be an exciting season. Honestly, not a lot of new. Whenever you get Leon, you'll get him reacting to the conference schedule because we couldn't talk about that yesterday. So that'll be the first for you, bud. And there was, just kind of reacting to teams and few being added and the new jerseys and stuff like that. But maybe the only thing that would be remotely fresh news or whatever, and I'm sure that you already know this, is that, when they released all the jerseys, we talked about, there's 2 whites, there's a new blue, there's a new orange, and there was no black. Well, they're still going to keep the black in rotation. That's the one jersey.
There you go.
Rotation that they will keep.
Yeah, people were asking about that. That's good to know. Good to know.
Okay, all right. Well, then I did have a piece of new news.
Yes.
Yeah.
Schedule's very well done this year. 5 easier games at home should help build momentum for Maui going 5-0. Football needs to follow suit. Well, not for the next couple of years. We know that. I know you've been seeing some practices. Rumor is Spencer Aaron's been lighting it up in practice. Can't wait to see him. I know you have Spencer. A lot of people are excited about Drew Fielder. And then the one time I got to watch practice, Jay, I was super impressed with the new point guard, Dylan Andrews from UCLA. I think he's going to just make a massive impact.
Yeah, he's really athletic, man. And I think that, Alvaro Cardenas was a really unique distributor of the basketball. Dylan can do some of that. I think he's just a little different than Alvaro. And I think that Alvaro was this awesome, fiery competitor. And he blew the assist record out of the water. They replace him with Dylan, and DA he's athletic. He can get to the 10. He can guard, which is something he really takes pride in. And if we're just being honest, I think that's an area where Boise State could use a boost comparative to last year. I mean, there's not going to be an athlete that that DA goes up against, and he's going to look overmatched. I mean, you know what I mean? Like whether I know Donovan Dent's no longer in the league, but I mean that, he can stay in front of whoever.
They're asking if you're making the trip to Idaho Falls for the St. Mary's game.
Man,
I will be. That is the plan as of now. I'm 0 for 2. There's been football bowl game conflicts, and I hate to say it, but if Boise State is in the LA Bowl, I believe if the LA Bowl is the best they can do is the Mountain West Championship, I think it is on that same day. Or no, it's on Sunday. So maybe we can get from LA. The St. Mary's game's on a Sunday, so maybe Jay, we can find a way to get from LA to Idaho Falls on a Sunday morning.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, it's still kind of TBA, I guess.
I'd like to get over there though. We my son had a baseball tournament. And we drove through there, and it looked like a pretty nice venue and a nice arena, and would love to hopefully get over there. They're asking what position Aaron's plays. He's 6'10", but he's like a stretch 3-4, I guess. 5. You play wherever he needs to.
Yeah, I think it's intriguing about Spencer. Not only his ability to shoot it, which this team does need to improve their 3-point shooting compared to last year, but he's a guy that checks the box as a rebounder as well. I mean, he's coming in as a true freshman trying to play, and so I know that rebounding has a lot to do with mentality as well. But he is very big on rebounding, and we all know how big Leon Rice is on rebounding.
I think we found Max Team's burner account. Brendan Beal saying, "Don't forget how big time it is to keep Max Teams." Major contributor to the staff. Just get all joking aside there. Teams works very hard, does a tremendous job. And I haven't talked to anybody specifically about this, Jay, but it sounds like with, David Moats leaving they had, a little bit left in the budget, I guess. And maybe this is how they chose to use it, or I don't know exactly, but Max Teams getting a little promotion and you adding in Few. I mean, good for Max Teams as he continues to kind of work his way up the coaching ranks here.
I think the thing I like about it too is Max is a local kid, man. And Max is absolutely, I mean, he started from the bottom and he just continues to work his way up. And he's been a great behind the scenes contributor. And, one thing I'll say too, Max is tough. He's got thick skin. If you've ever been to a practice, there's times where Max bears the responsibility of wearing the whistle at practice. And some of those guys don't like fouls being called on them, but he has to do that. Like he has to, in order for those guys to perform on game day. Like that's just a tough job and a responsibility that he bears at times. And there's other guys that do it too, and they'll even bring in officials to do this stuff as well. It's just kind of funny because if you go to a practice at times, there's somebody yelling at teams for calling a foul, and it's like, man, he's got to do.
And those are like his buddies, and he's like roommates with some of them and stuff, and he's stuck having to call fouls on them. Yeah, that's a very But all I'll say on David Moats,
necessary.
We're going to move on to football here. All I'll say is I've seen this kind of coming about, I'm not hiding stuff, not saying something. Like if I know something, I'm going to put it out there, but literally nobody is talking about this. So I'll speak for you, Jay. I know you can't say this. You work for the program, whatever, but I thought it was a very short, terse statement by Leon Rice. I thought he could have said a little more for a guy that's been there 8 years in the program. I'll just say that. I thought David Moats deserved a little more of a send-off than he got, just being completely honest. He was a very important part of the team, and it was kind of a weird one-sentence statement, and I have not been able to figure out what's going on. Nobody's saying anything or talking, so when I get you an answer, I will try to get you something, and maybe when we get more into practices and games, we'll have more. I know David Moats was loved by all the players and coaches. Very weird situation there, and I don't have much more to say than that, but I know that he was very well liked by fans, by players within the program, was a very hard worker, did a lot of work for the program. It was a very weird, odd timing, and I don't know much more than that. So we'll leave it at that.
I don't know. I don't know anything more either, BJ.
I just see this out there. Oh, you're whatever, hiding for the program or whatever else. No, just I can't report something if no one's saying anything. Literally, no one.
If anybody knows anything about BJ, he can't shut up. So
exactly. If someone tells me something, I'll put it out there. Believe me. But there's nothing going on right now, so I'm not necessarily around the coaches a lot or players or whatever. But there's no one's really talking about it. So just being completely honest, I find it a little odd the way it all went down. I don't think that's outlandish of me to say. The whole thing, just the timing of it, the statement, how short it was. I thought it was all a little odd. And I don't know if there's more to the story or not. I think I think they could have done a little better job explaining where he's going or what happened, but it is what it is, and we'll try to get you more, but I don't have any information, so that's why I can't tell you anything right now. It's kind of as simple as that. All right, let's talk football. Jay here for the last little bit that we have, and some new helmets that came out. We have those photos and a couple other things to get to, but rowpaint.com, our title sponsor, Andy Rowe and Company, our title sponsor. There'd be no rowpaint.com. There'd be no BNN without rowpaint.com. So check them out. All your concrete coatings, interior, exterior paintings, our friends at rowpaint.com. Idaho Central Credit Union, ICCU.com. There's a branch pretty much at every corner, but that easiest, that mobile e-branch online banking right there in your smartphone. Make the switch today. You see they're now back on board as a sponsor with Boise State. Got that logo inside, outside the stadium. They got 7 NIL deals. Support them, folks. ICCU.com. Hey, Taco Bell. It's a Taco Bell Tuesday here, and it's a perfect time for get out and try those new chicken and steak street chalupas. Maybe it's the $3 Chipotle Ranch grilled steak burrito. The new crispy chicken strips are a big hit in the Rains household. And, of course, the Mountain Dew Baja Midnight Freeze today. You can check those out. Taco Bell, the future of fast food. And we're going to get out there and try to get a broadcast at Taco Bell here in the near future. We got the Riley and Ridge show tonight. You can get those trading cards at Jackson's. We've got a couple packs we'll be giving away tonight at the show. How about this? Marco Notriani is going to join the guys live tonight and going to bring an old friend, an old, linebacker roommate there in terms of the linebacker room. DJ Schramm going to join the guys as well. So DJ Schramm and Marco Notriani live tonight, 8 o'clock for the Riley and Ridge show down at the James Kitchen and Bar. So if you want to come down and hang out with those guys and meet them, we'll pass out some trading cards. And as always, if you're a paying member of BNN, your first beverage is on us. That's tonight, 8 o'clock, the Riley and Ridge show. Don't miss it tonight, 8 o'clock on the YouTube channel, all the various social media channels. But if you are in the in the Boise area, come on out to the James Kitchen and Bar, hang out on the patio, watch the show, meet Marco, meet DJ, meet the guys. Should be a fun show tonight. Hey, the Blue and Orange Store, blueandorangestore.com. You can check them out, their new location down there at the Boise State Hall of Fame. They've got the location out there at the Boise Town Square Mall as well. And they are going to be selling, Jay, the new shirts that are coming that we're about to show on the helmets. So you can get those at the Blue and Orange Store. And again, online, you can order anywhere in the world at the Blue and Orange Store.com. And this is the fall kickoff sale, Lithia, Florida, Boise. They do a great job supporting Boise State as well with NIL game and all the various things that they're doing. So I know they're matching the donations for Kenzie McMillan's goals and Cage Casey's pancake block. So Jim Sturk always steps up. I know the Ford brand is sponsoring the Bronco Studios there as well. So we appreciate Ford. And, of course, that includes Lithia, Florida, Boise, and Jim Sturk. So appreciate them. And, again, never a better time to buy a used, pre-owned, or new Ford truck or car. And, Jay, I got to tell you, my wife's already been we got, we're hanging on with this minivan here. But that Expedition we were driving last week was if I could just find $70,000 sitting around somewhere, I might have to go give that one a buy.
I hope you find it, buddy, because it's a nice car.
That was a really nice vehicle.
Yeah,
that seems like it would fit the Tust family pretty well. 3 kiddos in the back there. I mean, that's
I gotta find that same page there, same monetary figure under the couch or something.
Jay, fill us in on the backstory here on the new helmets. New helmets get announced yesterday. They're going to be hand painted, I believe. I know there's some. It's a little confusing, but pretty cool that they're doing this. This will be for the Appalachian State game next week. And there's going to be some merchandise that goes along with this that will be for sale, as I said, at the Blue and Orange Store and some other areas. But what do you know about the helmets here?
Honestly, I know everything that you know about the helmets. This is the first show that we've been able to talk about them, and they're hand painted. They kind of use a stencil, and I think that we're going to have more coming out on our platforms, kind of explaining it. But I mean, you know as much as I do about them, to be honest with you right now. So. They are going to wear them in an actual game. I saw some fans, asking if that was going to be the case. These are a piece of artwork, but they are going to wear them in a game. But yeah, I mean, you know everything that I do about them, to be honest.
Now, is there any truth to the rumor that you're actually one of the folks that was part of the hand painting of these?
Yep, no, that's definitely not the case. I am terrible at that. I have good handwriting, but outside of that, I'm a terror. I can't draw. I'm terrible at it. So. They're pretty cool though, man. I like I said, there's going to be more information that comes out about them. And I think one of our, part of our crew traveled out there to actually kind of get the backstory on who did them, how they did them and all of that. But I think the cool thing about them is that fans can purchase these things, which I don't know how often that's happened before in Boise State history, and that they're pretty darn cool. And I think that if you're a big Boise State fan, those will look pretty sweet in your office.
Yeah, no doubt. And the attention to detail in these. I mean, I've seen it's mostly been very well received, Jay, but it takes you a second where you got to look at it. And I've seen, a couple people like it's, I don't want to say it's a polarizing helmet, but I mean, I've seen some people either love them or don't really like them at all. But I would say it's 90+% positivity rate that I've seen. Maybe it's just because I follow a lot of Boise State people on social media, but I haven't found too many that don't like these.
I love the back look right there. I think the back look is just awesome, where you can really see Albertsons Stadium. I think that's a really, really cool look. And then another part that I like that maybe should be even almost a mainstay on the helmet, I like the 208 on the front, man. I think I think that's really cool. I think that almost should stay there.
You can't see that on these, but when they made the original announcement a day or two ago that they kind of teased that they were going to do this, they showed it from the front, and the 0 was replaced by the Bronco logo there for the 208.
Yeah, I like that. Way back in the day, I had a sports talk show podcast called the 208.
That's right. That's right. Was that was before Jay's Sports Bar?
That was, yep. That was.
Is that gone, by the way?
I guess, yeah.
I still think we need Jay's Sports Bar to be around.
Never really got to say goodbye to it. I'd like to bring it back in some way, shape, or form. But
hey, we'll give you a platform. We'll give you a platform for it. If you need a spot to to do it. Those are sweet. The horse could stand out a little more. My 2 cents. Love the flag on the back with the Mountain West logo. Helmets are awesome. Just wish they were shaped like a horse's head. These should be the new full-time home helmets. Meaning each helmet is each helmet slightly unique since they're hand painted, I guess.
I mean, there's a chance of that, but like I said, there is all of them are hand painted. I don't want to speak out of turn because, like I said, I think more information is coming out on these. I think there was a stencil used. So yes, each part is hand painted, but there is it's not like every single one had to be, from a own personal sketch. Like there is some type of stencil, I believe, that was involved, but they each every single one of them took a while to produce. I do know that. I don't know the exact amount of time, but every single one of them took a while to produce.
Now, I know he already came on your show last week, so maybe this counts, but Brandon is saying got to have Shane Williams Rhodes on Jay's Sports Bar or it doesn't count.
I kind of agree with you on that one. Yeah, Shane came on the show last week. Maybe that's the spinoff that we need because I only get about 15, 20 minutes with Shane. So maybe we can explore that.
Can you confirm this, Jay? He says hand painted or a sticker. That's a ton of helmets to paint.
Don't want to speak out of turn again. I'm pretty sure they're all painted. It's not a sticker. I'm almost positive of that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could paint the sticker and put it on. I mean, that's still my understanding is no, they actually paint the helmet.
Yeah, that is my understanding too. That they are actually painted. It's not a sticker.
Jay, what have you I know you're in the press box with us. Now you're up on your little staff row though, and
I kind of miss being down low. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of overseeing us a little bit there. Jay just kind of towers over us in row two.
Anytime I want to say something to Johnny too, I'm yelling from the back row, and the guy's just oblivious. So I have to text him "Hey Johnny," and they'll turn back around to me.
Do you know the plan for the speakers, Jay? I know they have all those speakers in the south end zone there. Some fans are wondering when the new north end zone is done, if there's going to be some speakers moved down there. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. With how the brand new sound system, I don't think it echoes as well if you have it coming from multiple areas, right? I mean, that is the sound system no matter what moving forward? Or do you know if there's more coming when the north end zone's done? Or
and I could be wrong, BJ, but I swear they also have speakers kind of underneath some of the overhangs.
Okay.
And the sound isn't supposed to echo as much or something like that. I don't know exactly how it works, but everybody's supposed to, regardless of where you're sitting in the stadium, I think that you're supposed to hear the sound at the same time.
Okay. And I don't know if you've heard any of this or been a part of this, but I mean, on our message board at BroncoNationNews.com, we've got a thread that somebody started, and there's 32 replies right now. And they were talking about the music just being a little loud at that end of the stadium. And I don't know what you can do. The post is right here. You folks can see it. There's some comments. I guess it's too hard to read a lot of it, but very loud. Enjoy it. Definitely would see why so many people don't. Needs to be a balance. And a lot of people are commenting on that as well. And I don't even think that was the first post, Jay, but I will say this from up in the press box, and we're higher, and I know the sound's not directed straight at us. I did not think it was that loud. I actually said, oh, they need to jack this music up, like when they were doing the Seven Nation Army getting ready to come out. Like I was even thinking, get this thing up, like let's go. But I the way they're angled, I don't know. Maybe we need to get Nathan Burke on the show or whatever to kind of talk about this because we're both probably speaking out of turn here. But a lot of what I've heard, and I don't know if you've heard this, Jay, is if you're right by the end zone or pretty close to the speakers, it is super loud. But if you're in other parts of the stadium, it's maybe not loud enough. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I would assume that's a problem you have at most stadiums when you're closer to speakers, it's louder, and when you're not, it's not. But I don't know what you can do about that. But there were a decent amount of people that sat at that end of the field saying it was almost too loud. And I've even in some cases seen people say they're probably not, would even consider not coming back because of how loud it was.
Wow. Man, I am in a different boat on this one because
I am as well.
I've always felt like it should be loud. So they're the fans that are sitting down in the environment and everything. So I definitely don't want to alienate them. And if that's the case, hey, I don't know if there's any athletic department that listens like Boise State's does. They always hear the fans and are always trying to adjust and be accommodating and improve the experience. I mean, look at the last few years. Your voices are absolutely being heard. That being said, it's a football game. Bring the freaking noise, in my opinion.
Yes.
And again, that is.
I agree.
If you're a fan that disagrees, that I'm okay with that. That is my opinion. Though I think another thing too is, those speakers are so high quality that now I think you can also hear everything. Like in the past, half the time it really felt like you were listening like this, and now they are so high quality that I also just think you're simply hearing everything now. I mean, it's pretty incredible. Nathan Burke once told me, like, any musical artist that wants to come in here, they don't have to bring speakers with them, because of the way that this sound system is set up and how high quality it is. It is world class. And I'm in favor of bringing the noise. I'm sorry. I think it's all awesome. I remember the Mountain West Championship game last year was loud and it was awesome. And I'm just in favor of it.
I don't think I heard Mo Bamba week 1 though. What the heck? Come on.
Oh, you and Mo Bamba, man.
Where's Mo Bamba? Come on, that's all I care about. Tyree says, I thought it was great. If you go to big time football stadiums, it's loud. That's part of the deal.
Yes.
I will say we were not right in front of the speakers, Jay. So I mean, maybe fair. I mean, there's a 2% chance I'd feel differently if I did watch the whole game right in front of the speakers. But
I wonder this too, and I don't know if this has anything to do with this, but there have been fans that have been relocated to different areas this year, and so is there any chance that some of those fans might just be consuming the game? In a different spot, so it does sound a little bit different. Like that might be the case as well.
Kyle saying even before the construction started, it sounded very strange. Noise only coming from the south end zone. Volume and bass turned way up, I think, to compensate. Let's see. Feedback. Walkout music. Enter Sandman instead of Seven Nations. Try it for App State. You can thank me later. No, I think the Seven Nation thing's kind of become their thing, man.
I feel like it has. They've been doing it for long enough. And Enter Sandman is somebody else's. That'd be a copycat move. It's a great song. Don't get me wrong, by the way. Get everybody jacked up, but that's just kind of their thing.
PA system and music was fine. Other stadium sound systems are louder. Oregon State, Florida State were all louder. That was someone that was there, I guess, been to some of those road games as well. Anything else, Jay, you took away from just the home opener and the experience and the fans and the smell of the popcorn and just, sellout crowd in there? I know it was a little smaller crowd, obviously, because there is no north end zone, but did being coming out of the different tunnel, being on the different sideline, was there anything else? I know we weren't, necessarily walking around using the restrooms or the concession stands down on the concourse like the fans were, but did anything else kind of stand out to you?
And I just think that the atmosphere continues to just be off the charts, and Boise State was over 100% capacity again. They continue to pack that place, and I don't know, man. Honestly, maybe just because I wasn't, distracted by a pregame show for the hour before kickoff, and maybe for the first time in 14 years, I really got a chance to just kind of witness it all. But I just think there's a really cool buzz and energy around the program, despite the fact they were coming off, a rather disappointing effort. Bronco Nation still showed up and really backed the team and created a special night. And so it feels cool, and it feels like it's just continuing to build, and it only feels like it's going to get better, oddly enough. I mean, as good as it is, once the north end zone's done, then they're going to move on to the east side. And it really feels like it's only going to get better. And who knows what it's going to look like and feel like even 10 years from now.
Yeah, well, somebody was asking about practice this week, Jay. They are practicing a couple days this week, correct? And then I believe Thursday they'll break, and the players will get a chance to maybe even go home, see their families for a few days, or at least have the weekend off. And then coaches will head out recruiting, and then they'll convene Sunday evening to get back to practice for Air Force. But even a couple extra practices this week doesn't hurt to get a head start on that triple option.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And man, I'm another. I talked a little bit about this yesterday on my show with Bob, and I really am a big fan of these 2 bye weeks. And selfishly, yes, I think it's great for us in the media that we get an extra little bye week there to maybe catch our breaths. Our weeks are still busy. Don't get me wrong, but more than anything, I do think it's important for that player, from a player standpoint. You get a few more days off. You do get a chance to go home and see your family. And I even know that while on the outside we think oh, they're only 2 games in and they're going to take a bye. Do they really need that? Well, this team has actually been going now for 7 weeks because, fall camp is darn near about a month long as well. And that is a grind for those guys. And so I think it is actually pretty cool that they get that chance to maybe take a little break, and maybe some of these guys are going to get out of town even for a couple of days to go see their families. And I think if we want to talk about the overall well-being of the student athlete, I think it's great. And I think that, I know there's certain things, requirements in order to play in 0-week games. I just think that should just be open on the calendar from here on out, and you can decide if you want 2 buys.
Yeah. And the teams playing week 0 actually have 3 bye weeks this year if you're playing 12 games. I mean, think about that. That's
right.
even crazier. But I mean, every 3 or 4 weeks you play a game, get a week off, 3 or 4 games, play, get a week. I mean, yeah, it's something. I mean,
3 seems like a lot, but
yeah.
I mean, if that's bring it, I guess. But no, I definitely, let's aim at 2. I think 2 would be a great happy medium for everybody.
Well, we got a conference game this weekend, Jay. Air Force and Utah State. So Boise State fans going to get a chance. It's a late 8:45 kickoff, I believe, maybe 7:45 Mountain Time. It's at Utah State, I believe. So maybe we can. I'm sure both our wives would be okay with this, Jay. Let's go down and cover the game in Logan this weekend.
I bet you I won't even have a chance to put it on the TV, buddy. 3 kids with a month-old at home. Nah, we'll see, but I'm going to guess I won't even have a chance to put it on TV.
Well, yeah, right there with you. We got the Naismith's baseball team coming over for the Sunday barbecue on Sunday.
Let's go.
Yeah, so we're trying to take advantage of the bye week like everybody else is. Jay, I'll keep this thing rolling for a little bit. I got a lot more comments coming in here that I want to get to, but we'll let you roll, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully folks will go back. You had a great show yesterday. Bob Beeler was in there. You had Leon Rice on as well. Bronco Studios Live. You can go back to the Boise State YouTube channel, Boise State Athletics YouTube channel, and watch the show there, and that was great stuff. What do we got on tomorrow's docket? Do we know yet?
Yeah, I think I think our boy Alex Teams is going to jump on for a few minutes. Also, Shane Williams Road's going to be back in the building.
Okay.
More than anything, there's some big important matches coming up for both volleyball and soccer, and both the golf teams are in action too. So
I do think when Shane Williams Rhodes comes on, you need to change the graphic, or at least get that old school Jay's Sports Bar logo back in the corner somehow.
I think I could definitely get behind that.
Okay.
So it's good to see some support for some ideas. I'll say
Although
that.
you're on, school property and it's a school thing, so you probably can't go with the beverage question and all that kind of, and be sipping on that as you probably used to.
I don't know. Only one way to find out.
Well, speaking of that, tonight, 8:00, Marco Notriani, DJ Schramm will be our special guest at the James. I'll talk a little more about that. But Jay, appreciate you, man, and we'll talk to you soon, man.
Sounds good, buddy.
Best in the business, Jay Tust. Go watch his show from yesterday, Bronco Studios Live. They had Leon Rice on. They had, as we said, Bob Beeler. So you can go back and check that show out on the Boise State Athletics YouTube channel. Somebody is asking about, yes, we did talk about this earlier in the show. If you got here late, we'll get to that back in a minute. I wanted to get to a few more of these comments on the stadium, but I kind of put Jay in a tough spot, when he works for the university now, to have him ripping on the game day experience. So I hope you guys can understand that. I mean, Jay gives great perspective, but he's, an employee of Boise State now. So he's not going to come on here and just completely trash certain things and how they're going. And I get that. I wouldn't either if I was in that spot. But it did sound like there were some issues to the game day experience. The congestion on the south end zone concourse at halftime was awful. Nearly zero room to move, shoulder to shoulder, front to back, ridiculous. This is going to be alleviated next year. I mean, they're going to have different restrooms, different concession options. They're going to have the whole north end zone concourse open to fans to kind of spread out a little bit. But right now, you are kind of stuck with it. There's not a whole lot they can do in terms of, you can't make the concourse any wider right now. That's the way that it is. The marquee was out the whole game. Yeah, the little ribbon board, at least on the side opposite of the press box, I did notice that was out for a good chunk of the game. And no, you're not doing Jump Around. You're not doing White Horse by Chris Stapleton. No, I think the Seven Nation Army is pretty darn cool. I have no problem. Leave that. Ashley says, get rid of Friends in Low Places. They should have some better music options and choices. And I do agree. Mo Bamba, let's go. Yeah. Let's see. It's loud. Whatever. Bring earplugs. Staff always has them too. I'm in the south end zone. Thought the sound level was fine. Let's not forget how bad the old sound system was. I agree. I definitely think that. Cheerleaders need to be back with students. I guess I didn't notice where they were at. Were they on the other side? I think they're on the opposite side of the students. So yeah, I don't know how you can do that though. You're not going to put the cheerleaders right behind the visiting teams, bench. I don't think that would work out too well. Both sides are out. Okay, good to know. Matthew says no. The hype videos did not hit. Last year's were much better. I'm not sure about that. It was because the south end zone, the band had to cross, so the south end zone was at a standstill for a few minutes. I guess that could be why, if they're trying to get down there at halftime and figure that out. Yeah. Don't like Friends in Low Places. Weird choice for a weird song for a football game. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, a lot of comments rolling in. I again, it's not perfect. I'm not here to rip Boise State because I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you make it better. If you only have the sound in one end zone, which they do, obviously it's going to be louder for the people that are sitting closer to the south end zone. So I understand that, but I mean, it is a fact in our message boards that people are saying they may not come anymore if it's that loud. This is the original post said the stadium is too loud, rant incoming. It said they cranked it up to 200%. We've been longtime South end zone ticket holders. Last year, we got absolutely blown out by the speakers pointing directly at us. Earplugs did little to help, just made it unbearable and overall miserable experience. It's literally painful to sit there now. This year, we moved to 105 because of the band relocation. The sound from the speakers still overwhelming. I remember the old crappy sound system when you missed half of what the announcer said, but at least you could talk to the person next to you. The current environment is louder than any club or bar I've ever been to. It's really making me question my seats next year, and I'm not even 50 years old, for the record. Other folks are commenting that they agreed. I have 4 season tickets, but may consider giving them up if this issue can't be resolved. So yeah, people are legitimately talking about not wanting to come back, and there's multiple comments. You can go on our message board right now. That's, I don't know how they do it any different. I don't know if there's a plan to put more speakers in. Maybe that's something we need to get Nathan Burke on before the next home game, or Cody Gogler, and talk about that. And I just thought it was worth mentioning because a lot of people have brought it up, but it seems a little like an overreaction to say you're not going to come to the game because it's too loud. Like, I want it as loud as possible when I go to a football game or a basketball game. Like, bring the friggin' noise, like, make it loud. But if that means literally blowing the eardrums off of people in the south end zone so that the music's loud in the other parts of the stadium, I don't know if that's something where you need to get speakers in the other end zone then so that you can even it out. I have no idea what you can do. Have any of these people ever been to big time college football games? Excuse me. I agree. The bass was the big issue. I did hear that from some people that the bass was kind of rumbling. Somebody had a pacemaker. I mean, they just said it was rumbling in their seats and things. That's ridiculous to expect zero noise and being able to have conversations with your neighbors at the games. Complimentary earplugs. Maybe that's what they need to do moving forward here. That'd be kind of a cool thing. All right. Adios. Thanks for watching. It's kind of a catch-22, and I get it. You're at a football game. You know what you're getting yourself into. How many, quote, conversations should you really be having, in the seat next to you? I mean, I get it. Like, yeah, you want to be able to talk about the game, whatever, but, like, you're not really there to just have conversations. You're there to watch the game and cheer for your team. So part of that doesn't really resonate with me, to be honest with you. But maybe I'm just more, when I look at this, more of the, younger crowd fan, like I want to get in there and make as much noise as I can, impact that game, jack that thing up as loud as possible. But like I said, I'm not in the south end zone. Maybe that's something where during part of the game in the south end zone next week, I need to go stand in the south end zone and hear what that sounds like. Because like I said, when they had the windows open in the press box, I didn't think it was loud enough. And I know they're not shooting the speakers at the press box, but I didn't think it was loud enough. So obviously the different parts of the stadium that you sit in impact how loud the noise is going to be at those parts in different parts of the stadium. So I don't know if that's an engineering thing where a lot of stadiums have speakers in other parts, or if they need to look into that or what. But Brandon says Big Ten stadiums are much louder. Yeah, it does sound like people are making a big deal about this when I don't know if it's necessarily, stay home if it's too loud. A bunch of sissies. Yeah, but there's a thread with like 35 posts on the message board. Go read it at bronconationnews.com if you have any issues with that. Jesse says he's gladly take whoever's ticket that doesn't want them. So there you go. The basketball conference schedule did come out. We can take another look at that. We'll keep taking your comments here. Matt Bauscher, Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Online, BauscherRealEstate.com. He bought and helped us sell our home and did a tremendous job. We really appreciate Matt Bauscher and his team. Tremendous job. BauscherRealEstate.com. Ridley's Family Markets. Shop Ridley's.com. Locations across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, state of Idaho, surrounding states as well. Almost 30 Ridley's Family Markets in all. You just get that great hometown friendly kind of atmosphere and feel, family feel when you go into a Ridley's, and download that Skip app. Get savings up to 40% off at the checkout line. Great deals and specials going on right now. If you have that weekend barbecue with the bye week, get out to that CUNA location. Ridley's Family Markets online at shopridleys.com. Hey, transportation compliance service, transcompservice.com. Transcompservice.com is where you can go and get into the trucking industry, whether it's DOT, overweight, all the permits and things you need. Transportation Compliance Service can help you out. Local company helping out folks all over the world online at transcompservice.com. We want to hear from you. I just hooked up Chris W. with a James gift card because he's been leaving us some voicemails. If you want to leave a voicemail, speakpipe.com/BNN. Leave us a audio voicemail on anything that's on your mind, Boise State related, and we'll play it on an upcoming show, pregame, postgame, throughout the week. Doesn't matter. Right now, show ends. Go leave us a voicemail for tomorrow's show. And we hope to every week pick out a winner and give them a gift card for a great voicemail. Signature Roofing is a sponsor covering our community for more than 2 decades, whether it's a re-roof, an inspection, a repair, an estimate. They got you covered. The official roofing company of Bronco Nation News, that is Signature Roofing. Again, online, covering our community for more than 2 decades at mysignatureroofing.com. Tonight, 8 o'clock, come join us tonight, 8 o'clock. You want some trading cards? We're going to pass a couple packs out. You want a free beer? If you're a paid subscriber, your first beer's on me tonight. Come on out and watch the Riley and Ridge Show live from the James Kitchen and Bar at 8 o'clock. It'd be really fun to get a nice size kind of studio audience. We got a speaker so you can hear everything. You can ask questions, interact with the hosts on air. If we can get some folks to come out there tonight, it'd be a lot of fun out on the patio. We've had, a couple folks here and there, but we'd love to pack this place tonight for the Riley and Ridge Show. We're giving away, again, some cool stuff, some trading cards, and we got some special guests. We got the past, DJ Schramm, linebacker, going to be there tonight, and then the current, Marco Notriani, current linebacker, all Mountain West candidate, Marco Notriani, will be live tonight at the James Kitchen and Bar. 8 o'clock is the showtime, so hope to see you folks tonight, 8 o'clock, Riley Smith, Kent Riddle, the Riley and Ridge Show at the James Kitchen and Bar. And if you cannot make it live and in person, you can join us there on YouTube. It'll be on YouTube as well at youtube.com/Bronco Nation News. But that is tonight, 8 o'clock, the Riley and Ridge Show, and special guest DJ Schramm and Marco Notriani. So hopefully you guys will join us tonight. Brandon says the opposite. If it gets quieter, I won't renew. Can play both sides of that game. Ryan says south end zone concourse, things should be fixed soon. They told us the band they're putting stairs at the bottom of our section to get on and off the field. That's good to know. Yeah, I was wondering about that, why you had to go all the way back around. They couldn't just add a way for you guys to get off the field right there. So that will help fix some problems for sure. Crowd noise is one thing. Just blaring music every dead second is another. I do agree with that. Maybe there's some ways for the music on third down or the intro and some of the ones that more directly affect the play to turn those up, and maybe the in-between timeouts and things, turn that down a little. I don't know. What about talking NFL Week 1 recap, please? This isn't necessarily a NFL show, but yeah, Week 1, we moved on. Circa Survivor, all 3 of our entries moved on. We did not have a great week, 2 and 3, I believe, in our pick 5. And I saw that the 5 most picked teams lost, went 0-5 in the pick 5 on the spread game. So that was a tough beat last night. Chicago Bears up 17-6 after the pick 6. Feeling pretty good about the Bears +1 pick that we had. And then sure enough, the missed field goal kind of led to all kinds of chaos. And then the Vikings came back with a great finish there and won the game. Don't understand the not kicking it out of bounds. They're not kicking it out of the end zone there. It cost them 40 seconds. I had that rant a little earlier in the show. And then Sunday night, we talked about it yesterday, but you had the great comeback for the Buffalo Bills. I loved that one. Yeah, Al, we mentioned a lot of NFL talk yesterday, to be honest. If you missed today's show, go back and watch it. But Ashton Genty getting his first NFL touchdown, that was cool for him. And then with the Thursday game, you're only 2 days away from another game. And the Thursday game this week is Washington at Green Bay. Got my color-coded thing here. So I looked at Thursday Night Football, and I go to week 2, and you've got Washington it's at Green Bay. Washington is at Green Bay in week 2 this week. So looking forward to that on Thursday. So Ashley says, my wife went to Circa last weekend, cashed in my Mountain West Championship ticket. She is hooked on that place now, already planning her next trip. So awesome. Yeah. Well, we got to get you hooked on that, Ashley. Yeah, let's get you down there and get you going there as well. So appreciate you. Love Circa. Awesome spot. Appreciate those guys. And we will be down there for basketball media days. It's actually somewhere else, but we're going to stay there and do some shows from there. And love Circa. Love everybody down there. They do a tremendous job, and that needs to be your spot for your next trip to Las Vegas, no doubt about it. And I was super happy to see on the conference basketball schedule that Boise State plays at UNLV, so we'll get a trip down there again for that. So looking forward to that. How come they haven't set times for the home games yet? That's just TV. That's how it works. You don't get your home game times till 2 weeks before the game. So next Monday, we'll get the time for, I guess, the Monday coming up, 6 days, whatever it is. You'll get the time for the App State game, and you'll get it about 12 days before the home games. That's just how they do it, because that's just how it works. They want to wait and see what the best matchups are 2 weeks before. You may think in July a team's going to be good, and if they're not, and you pick them for prime time, then you're kind of in a tough spot there. So they wait till 2 weeks before to try to get the best games, the best time slots, and that's just how it works. The lawsuit is going. The hearing is today. We mentioned this earlier, Ben. The hearing is today, so we should get more information on a hearing going on with the Mountain West today and the Pac-12. And I'm not sure if we'll get any news out of that, but the hearing is today, so there could be more news coming at some point today out of that hearing as to what's happening with the Mountain West and the Pac-12 lawsuit. Here is the conference basketball schedule, by the way. I know it's kind of hard to see. It is kind of small there, but they do have the December 20th pre-Christmas game at Nevada. The conference home opener is versus New Mexico on the 30th. They are at San Diego State on the 3rd. And you look at that, their first 6-7 games are all teams that I had in the front half of the Mountain West standings. So a really tough start to conference play, but if they're able to get out of that, it lightens up a little bit with Wyoming, Air Force, San Jose. But then you've got, Grand Canyon. There's some tough ones mixed in there. So this is certainly going to be a interesting slate. But then you get UNLV at home, at Utah State, certainly going to be tough. But then San Jose and Wyoming at home back-to-back. And then at Fresno. that's a stretch where you should be able to get some wins, and then you finish up at home versus San Diego State, at Colorado State to finish out conference play. So pretty tough conference schedule, and we are efforting Leon Rice as well, so hopefully we can get him on the show here in the near future. So appreciate you guys for joining us. Hour and 10 minutes. Appreciate all you guys for joining us. We've got a recruit story. Sounds like they got a new recruit, according to someone in the I know connected to Terrius Favors. Julian said they got a new recruit, so we'll see who that is from Georgia. So maybe some recruiting news coming today for Boise State. But all the recruits that are already committed from the weekend, all their stats, how they did, we do a roundup every Monday. So you can go on to BroncoNationNews.com right now if you want to know how all the recruits did over the weekend. We got you covered with our recruiting roundup, and you can see all their stats and check in on how all the recruits are doing. Nathan Carroll has his Mountain West power rankings, and I'm going to post that in the next 10, 15 minutes after the show here. But might be a little surprised with the Mountain West power rankings, and I'm sure we'll get some folks disappointed, unhappy with that at some of the other Mountain West schools, probably at UNLV, because there's an interesting number one team in the Mountain West power rankings, according to all right, Chris V has the info. Great. Appreciate Julian for helping out Chris V, Bronco Nation News. Yeah, we'll get that story up there shortly then, hopefully break that and get that out on who the recruit is, and that's great. So appreciate you, Julian, for helping us out here, and excited to find out who the newest member of Bronco Nation is. So, but yeah, we have all kinds of stuff coming. The power rankings are coming. All kinds of great stories coming to BroncoNationNews.com. We still have that 60% off deal. So go subscribe right now at the all-new 24/7 version of Bronco Nation News. $4 a month, $48 for a full year, and you get all kinds of recruiting coverage as you're about to get with the new recruit from Chris V, and the power rankings and all the other gambling columns and all the other analysis and stuff. You're getting snap counts if you missed it. How many snaps did every player play in the game? That is online. We've got it. What were the Pro Football Focus grades? How'd the players grade out analytically? We've got it up on the site right now, so you can go subscribe at BroncoNationNews.com. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Hope to see you tonight, 8 o'clock. We'll be out at the James Kitchen and Bar for the Riley and Ridge Show. Again, Marco Notriani and DJ Schramm are our special guests, so come hang out. If you have a Marco Notriani trading card that you want to get signed, bring that out, and we'll get that signed for you, and you can meet him. And again, a free beer if you're a paying subscriber, and we'll have some trading cards right here. Actually, we got some Boise State trading cards. We'll be passing some of these out tonight. You want one of these packs? Come on out to the James Kitchen and Bar tonight, 8 o'clock for the Riley and Ridge Show. Appreciate you guys. Have a great rest of your day. And if you missed any of the show, go back and watch it. Over an hour and 10 minutes today, so a long show, but appreciate all you guys for the great viewership and interest. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bronco Nation News Live, BroncoNationNews.com. We will see you tonight, 8 o'clock for the Riley and Ridge Show at the James.
And final blade of grass. Done. And done. Who knew it'd take 2,007 man hours to paint 47,962,053 blades of grass? Smells like game day. Whoa, it's not dry yet.